We'll see the hydrogen bonding in water. We know there is exist of hydrogen bond in water. Due to this hydrogen bond, there are so many special properties for water. So we know hydrogen bonds are chemical bonds that form between molecules contain hydrogen atom bound to strongly electronegative atom. For example, if you take water, hydrogen with highly electronegative oxygen, and the atoms form a very polar molecule. Polar molecule means one end is negatively charged and other end is positively charged. So it can act other positive ions or negative ions or vice versa. Due to this hydrogen bond, water is existing in liquid form at room temperature. And we know the other form of water is ice. And it's very highly ordered three-dimensional structure. It is also hydrogen bonded. We know what ice is the solid form of water. By using X-ray crystallography, that each oxygen atom is surrounded tetrahedrally by 4 other oxygen atoms, a distance of 276 picometer. And due to this hydrogen bonding, it gives a special open type structure with wide holes. The structure of ice, you can see a layer like structure. The three-dimensional arrangement. We'll see what are the chemical properties of acid of water. We know water can act as both acid and base. Hence, it is known as amphoteric in nature. It has the ability to act as an acid as well as a base. It behaves as an amphoteric substance. Amphoteric substances are the substances which are having the same properties of both acid and base. We know according to Bronsted-Lowry concept, we know acids and bases having a definite definitions. So if we see with water with ammonia, we know ammonia is a very good base which give OH minus and ammonium ion. So bases, here you can see water is reacted as an acid. The acids are the substance which contain 8 OH minus ions in the concept of Lowry-Bronsted. And H2 and H2S will give H2O plus and HS minus. And the autoprotolysis, self-ionization. Two water molecule combine together which give H3O plus and OH minus. Here acid is here water is act as acid. Here act is as here acid is acting as a base. Here it is acting as an acid. We'll see the redox reactions which involving water. First one is water can easily reduce to dihydrogen when react with electropositive elements such as sodium. Here you can see it will remove dihydrogen. And it is a great source of dihydrogen. And water oxidized to O2 during photosynthesis. We know during photosynthesis, the products, one of the product is O2. If when it reacts with fluorine, it oxidizes and give oxygen. Hydrolysis. Due to high dietary constant, has a very strong hydrating tendency. It dissolves so many ionic compounds, however, certain covalent compounds. Almost all ionic compounds will hydrolyze in water and give different compounds. Phosphorus compounds react with water which give phosphoric acid. Silicon chloride react with water gives silicon dioxide. And nitrogen react with water which produce ammonia. So So it has the ability to give both bases and acids. Next one is hydrate formation. From aqueous solutions, many salts can be crystallized as hydrated salts, such as such an association of water in different types. That is, the salts will associate with water to give different hydrates. For example, coordinated water. Here you can see the coordinate bond between chromium and water, that is coordinated. Chromium chloride is reacted with water which give complex. This kind of compounds are known as complex. And interstitial water, like this also you can see. Then hydrogen bonded water. So there are different types of compounds or hydrates are formed. And next topic is hardness of water. What do you mean by hardness of water? If you go to some other state or places, your soap which will not give lather with when reacting with water. This is known as hardness of water. This hardness is due to the presence of calcium and magnesium salts in water. The magnesium and calcium will exist as in the form of hydrogen carbonate, chloride, sulfate, etc. It will not give lather with soap. And here water free from soluble salts of calcium, magnesium is called soft water. In our home, from the well and all, we'll get the soft water. It will give lather easily. Hard water forms precipitate with soap. Soap containing sodium citrate. We know soap is a sodium citrate. Reacts with hard water to precipitate calcium magnesium citrate. That is the sodium replaced by calcium or magnesium. And it gives the precipitate. It's a precipitation reaction when sodium citrate is reacted with any element such as magnesium or calcium, which produce this organic compound and this salt of magnesium and carbon precipitate. This M is either magnesium or calcium. It is very harmful for boilers because deposition of the salts form a scale. This reduces the efficiency of the boilers. And hardness of water is two types: temporary hardness and permanent hardness. Temporary hardness, that we can it is due to the presence of magnesium, calcium, hydrogen carbonate, that is calcium hydrogen carbonate, either calcium hydrogen carbonate or magnesium hydrogen carbonate. So this temporary hardness we can easily remove. First method is by boiling. During boiling, the soluble magnesium hydrogen carbonate is converted into insoluble magnesium hydroxide and calcium bicarbonate. So we can easily remove that. It will precipitate it out in the water, and we can remove it using filtration method. Next one is Claus method. Using Claus method, in this method calculated amount of lime is added and it is precipitated out calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide, which can be filtered off. Calcium hydroxide is known as lime, so the compounds will precipitate out. These are the ways we can use to reduce temporary hardness. Either we can use filters and all, and boiling and all is the method to reduce temporary hardness. Next one is permanent hardness. It is due to the presence of soluble salts of magnesium, calcium in the form of chloride and sulfate. The salts of magnesium and calcium in the form of chloride and sulfate in water. It cannot remove by boiling. It can be removed by the following methods, that is Treatment with washing soda. Washing soda is sodium carbonate. If the hard water treated with washing soda, which give washing soda reacts with soluble calcium and magnesium chloride sulfates in hard water to form insoluble carbonates. You will precipitate it out in the form of carbonates. This M representing either magnesium or calcium. Next one is Kalgan's method. Here we can use sodium hexametaphosphate, commercially called as Kalgan, which added to hard water, the following reactions take place. Next one is ion exchange method, or it is also known as zeolite or permutate process. Here we are using zeolite with hard water exchange the ions. Next one is synthetic resins method. It is a very efficient zeolite than zeolite process. Cation exchange of resins occurring here. Here cation in the resin is replaced M2. So it will be precipitated in the form of R2M. Here you can see some of the examples of anion exchange method. These are the methods to reduce permanent hardness. Okay. So from the hydrogen peroxide, it is deleted portion. So hydrides, water, and the introduction. This only in this hydrogen chapter. All other portions are deleted. Okay, children, read well, study well. We'll see you in next class. Thank you.